Alright, today on the Back and Boys, we're going to tie up this bucktail. As we head into fall, water temps are dropping. You can troll these things along in the top 10 feet of water and get some really nice fish. On this video, I'm just going to go over kind of setting up the foundation, I guess you could call it, for a bucktail. I'm not really going to go into colors and materials too deep. That's all personal preference. But what I will do is I will leave a link in the description to a really good article written by Danny Coyne of BC Fishing. If you want to know how to use these, where you should use them, kind of thing, give that article a read, and he will tell you everything you need to know about using these flies. But let's get started tying this thing up. Here we go. First thing we're going to do is tie in our trailer hook. So this hook right here, distance is going to depend on how big the fly is going to be. So you can set it back, you could have it real close, further back, all depends on what you're building, that's up to you. Easiest way to do this is with a piece of heavy mono. All you do is you create a loop. What will happen is the end of that loop will go through the eye of the hook. You loop it around the end of the hook and pull it tight. So I'll tie this on and I'll show you what I mean. For this loop, you could use, realistically, about anything you want. I'm using some 20-pound mono. A lot of the store-bought ones come with kind of a steel cable tied on there. It makes the trailer hook nice and stiff. You can position it really well. You could use a piece of braid even if you want. I'm going with mono to give it a little bit more flex, so it'll move a little bit more in the water and kind of the choppy waves. Hopefully it gives it a bit more lifelike action. All you gotta do, wrap it on. Once you get some good wraps on there, you can put a drop of glue on it to help hold. Pull these back over top to lock them in and give them a bunch more wraps. Trim off the excess. I'm gonna give it a quick little whip finish just to help lock it in. Alright, and that's the trailer loop locked in. So to put the hook on, all you're going to do is stick the end of it through the eye of your hook. Easier said than done. Alright, loop through. Hopefully you can see that. Once you're through, stick the hook shank through and then pull tight. So that'll be the trailer hook. Nice part about doing the loop is if hooks get damaged or dull, you can change them out. If you don't want to run a trailer hook, you can just take it off. Makes it really versatile. You can you got your options. You can go smaller hooks, bigger hooks, whatever you want. When I'm trolling for rainbows, I think 95, maybe every single fish I've caught on a bucktail, it always gets it by the trailer hook. So if you really wanted to, if you were worried about the front hook just kind of causing some extra damage, if you're doing catch and release, you can just snip it right off. So you just use the shank to tie all your fur on and just run the trailer hook. It's up to you, but now we can take this hook back off so I don't end up pricking myself while we build the fly, and we'll put it back on at the end. Now for material, essentially you can use whatever you want. For this one, I'm going to use some darker bucktail, kind of some black top to it. I'm going to put in some crystal flash in it as well, give it a bit of sparkle. And that'll probably be about it. I got to tie up a kind of a darker fly, and this is going to be it. So this is where it's personal preference. The only recommendations I'll have is you're trying to accomplish kind of a teardrop shape. So when you first start tying materials, don't bunch it all right up at the eye of the hook. Start kind of mid-shank, and then by the time you're done with all the materials, you can build a nice tapered head to it. The other thing is when I'm adding material, I like to kind of add a piece on this side, take the same amount, add it on that side to keep it symmetrical, and then at the very end, you put it on the very top chunk. It just keeps everything where it needs to be so that it pulls through the water really nice. You don't want these things rolling around and stuff. Having it go nice and true is kind of what we're going for. So try to make it as symmetrical as you can, but even if it is rolling slightly, I don't think it'll hurt. There might be times where maybe a slight roll will actually get a fish to bite. So there's no real wrong answers when it comes to building these things. Just have fun, tie what looks right to you, and give it a shot. If you like this video, do the old like, subscribe, all that kind of fun stuff. And if you do end up tying some of your own, I think you can post pictures in the comments. At least post the link to your picture. It'd be cool to check out and see what you guys are doing. So for the rest of this, I'll probably just fast forward through it. I'll tie it up and tight lines. Till next time.